Kevin's problem is that Kevin ended up getting with this girl. She made herself very available to him. She was very disrespectful to me.
We all know Wendy Williams as a queen of shade, and apparently, after having learned that her ex-husband, Ken Hunter, was dumped by his longtime mistress, Sharina Hudson, the former TV host couldn't refrain from making a sassy comment. Apparently, it's going to be the first tea she'll be spilling amidst her epic comeback. So, Wendy Williams has been recently seen in the public with her son, and it looks like our gossip queen is glowing. Family support and time away from her marital drama served her well, and as sources close to her say, she's ready to reclaim her throne on daytime TV, and she's gonna start with the massive humiliation of her ex Kevin Hunter and his boo Sharina.
I'm a fair game player and a straight shooter too.
How that the affair between Kevin and Sharina is officially over, Wendy doesn't see the reasons to keep silence, especially considering the fact that she had known about them for years, and ever since the divorce, she was trying to expose Sharina's true colors in her multiple after-divorce interviews. Wendy was hinting that this girl chose Kevin because he could give that opulent and luxurious life she had been dreaming of.
She was one of these, less than smart women who moved to the big city with bright lights, and she wanted to be a model.
And it seemed like Sharina's dreams were coming true ever since the moment Kevin Hunter laid her eyes on her. And what a break it has been from a boring family routine he had with Wendy, all work and no play. But as they say, it takes two to tangle, and upon learning that her then-husband started a family on the side, she made a tough decision to end her marriage. The decision to split was terribly hard for her, but she's regaining her health. She decided she needed to finally put herself first. And in the most shocking turn of events, Kevin was so eager to start a family with Sharina, leaving Wendy all alone dealing with the messy consequences of his choice. But we've got to give credit to Ms. Williams. She has seen right through Sharina and was the first to realize that this pancake lady only stayed with Kevin because of money.
Go, look, see that guy right there? He's got money. See, because I knew the scene.
And you see, folks, Kevin was ready to take the bait. He was adamant to keep this young woman in his life by showering her with expensive gifts way beyond her imagination and possibilities. Designer bags, restaurants, cars. Wendy's cheating husband had absolutely no shame and spared no expense to make his mistress happy. Because how else would you explain jobless Sharina Hudson stepping out of a new gold Ferrari, which she cannot afford with her hustles? For Kevin, this affair must have been a breath of fresh air and his opportunity to show himself as a wealthy person and a breadwinner, which was impossible with Wendy. And trying to prove his manhood, Kevin went to unimaginable lengths, like sponsoring Sharina's business ideas and even calling this girl his soulmate. And if you think that Kevin's foolishness stopped here, apparently, you don't know this man well because he genuinely believed in Sharina's feelings for him and simply threw 25 years of his marriage to Wendy into the trash bin.
And, people fall in love and out of love every day, for whatever reason.
And Wendy allowed him to keep this girl, and despite knowing that Kevin was sleeping with her and spending her money to buy her gifts, she never confronted him, thinking that this affair would be over one day. But her hopes went south in 2019 when she found out that Sharina got pregnant with Kevin's child. Wendy was so hurt by such a betrayal that she filed for divorce without thinking twice. And deep inside, she knew that these two wouldn't last on their own because the only glue that kept holding them together all these years was Wendy's money. As the TV diva confessed, she was financially independent and her career was soaring. She didn't even need Kevin anymore, especially with a baby on the side.
Yeah. I didn't even go back and forth with, do we stay? Maybe there's a marriage counseling or something. No.
So Wendy was financially strong on her own, and she wanted Sharina to find out the truth about Kevin's financial situation. That's why she agreed to pay him alimony, basically making him dependent on her payments. And the TV host was right because when money stopped coming, Kevin turned into a monster and showed his true colors. And this was the first time when Sharina saw his true nature. It was not a hustler and producer, but a man who was deeply relying on his wife's donations. As Kevin petitioned to the judge trying to get alimony back, the fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely emergent to me. I cannot pay my bills and sustain my day-to-day living. So it doesn't come as a surprise that Sharina was quick to pack her bag and leave this man in the end, leaving Kevin in debt and nothing in his pocket. It was obvious for Wendy that she never wanted anything else from him but his wealth, and living a boring life with office job and bills was never her intention.
I just felt like this wasn't for me, that, I was eating a different lifestyle.
Now Wendy is back for good, and she's planning to get her sweet revenge, seeing this family in financial agony. However, just like Wendy, many fans predicted this outcome, and they say that Sharina was fairly left with nothing, and whatever she may own doesn't actually belong to her. As one person commented, he bought that woman a home while married to Wendy, so that was one to Wendy's house. And another user added, of course, they were going to go broke, they have no job, no source of income, I would be laughing all the way to the bank. Apparently, it was the best decision in Wendy's life because after singing the divorce papers, she had become more confident. The painful chapter of her life with Kevin Hunter and sponsoring his mistress was finally over for her, and the only thing left to do was to wait for the right time to get the full satisfaction from this story. And that happened when Sharina dumped him.
I've talked about it all on TV and radio.
Yeah.
There is so much more to the story.
You see, Kevin was blinded by love, but everyone saw Sharina's true colors. The first time it became evident that she was chasing cash was when Sharina started throwing shade at Wendy and accusing her of monetizing the story of her divorce and dragging her honest name through the mud. Well, Wendy Messy Divorce was a big deal, discussed for a few years, and it was actually turned into a documentary called What a Mess. And this is the best way to describe everything that was going on in her life with all that charade. But it's no wonder Sharina was all aggressive and tried to fight back, because even since Wendy called her out live on her daytime show, Ms. Hudson turned into the most despicable person in America, and people were watching her every step, waiting for her to leave Kevin so they could start pointing fingers and calling her names. And Wendy didn't hide the fact that she wanted this kind of publicity for Sharina.
This is a circumstance that I've created for myself.
But at the same time, Wendy had to take care of her own health because, as we've learned from the headlines, the divorce had aggravated her health problems and alcohol intake, so the once glowing TV diva was on the brink on leaving this world forever. However, despite the scary prognosis, Wendy is stronger than her enemies thought, and just a few days ago, she was seeing her son in the public, looking her good old self. Apparently, things are good and the TV diva is backstinging those who hurt her in the past, including Kevin and Sharina. Getting slammed by basically everyone after the documentary was just the beginning of this couple's trouble. And now that the financial problems covered them like an avalanche, forcing Kevin to sell his only property, Wendy adds fuel to the fire, saying Sharina couldn't even stick around to prove that she was really in love with Kevin and not chasing his money.
I want for people to learn life lessons out of it.
It seems like Wendy is satisfied to see the end of this love affair. And in addition, things are great for her. She's surrounded by her family and moved to Florida to be with her son. Although the divorce mess basically ruined her health and put her career on halt, she still wants the world to learn a thing or two from this story. And most importantly, she wants Kevin to realize how a naive fool he has been by choosing to ride with Sharina. But everyone, except for Kevin, already got that. As one person wrote on social media, like I said after watching her docuseries, she's acting a role to get back at Kevin and his mistress. Wendy is not stupid. And another user says that the past must be left in the past. Wendy, will you ever learn? Leave the man and his peace alone. You gave him the green light to have the affair, so he did. He chose her, leave it now. Well, let's see how it will play out this time, because Wendy came back to get her revenge for that pain and humiliation. And what do you think about all this? Will Wendy finally destroy these two leeches in court? And how it will affect the couple? Share your thoughts in the comments below and check my other videos about this crazy drama.